Okay, let's start with a little honesty here. We have all sat through professional development that was, well, forgettable. But what if the secret to designing PD that actually transforms practice isn't about learning some brand new complicated thing? What if it's about unlocking the skills you already have? Well, that's what we're here to do.
You know the drill, right? You're in a room, the coffee's not great, and the slides feel like they're from another planet, totally disconnected from the real, messy, beautiful world of your classroom. So the big question, the one we're going to tackle head on, is this. How do we break that cycle? How do we create experiences for our colleagues that are energizing, relevant, and actually, helpful? That's our mission today.
So, where do we even begin? Well, the best news is we begin right where you are. The secret to being a phenomenal trainer isn't some far-off, mysterious skill set. Nope. It's about recognizing and then leveraging the incredible expertise you've already built day in and day out in your own classroom. I want you to really let this sink in. Your classroom, that has been your laboratory. All the skills you use to build rapport with students, to create that buzz in the air, to manage a million things at once, those are the exact skills that will make you an inspiring trainer. You're not starting a new career, you're just shifting your audience. Just think about all the little bits of magic you already weave into your day. This connects directly to everything we've talked about with positive psychology and the happy classroom. That warm greeting at the door, setting clear expectations, giving praise that's actually specific. These aren't just nice-to-haves. They're powerful, human-centered strategies that build trust and a sense of belonging. They make it safe for people to learn. And this is not just some fuzzy, feel-good idea. I mean, check out the data. A simple, positive greeting at the door can increase academic engagement by 20%. 20! But of course, it's about more than just numbers, isn't it? It's about making every single person who walks into your room feel seen and valued from the get-go. That's what a human-centered approach is all about. And here is the absolute key to everything. Just think about it for a second. When was the last time you learned anything meaningful in a space where you felt unsafe or judged or invisible? We're all wired the same way. Adults need to feel respected, connected, and safe to truly learn and grow, exactly like our students. Your expertise in creating that kind of environment, that's your superpower.
Okay, so you have that foundation. You're a pro at creating a positive climate for learning. But now we have to make a really crucial shift. It's a fundamental change in how we see our role as we move from teaching students to facilitating learning for our peers. This is it. This is the big mental flip we need to make. We have to move away from being the sage on the stage, the expert who has all the knowledge and all the answers. Instead, we become the guide on the side. Our job is no longer to transmit information. It's to facilitate inquiry, it's to ask really, really good questions and create a space where our colleagues can think, collaborate, and build their own understanding. So how do we actually do that? How do we become that guide? Well, one of the most powerful tools in our new toolkit is case-based learning, or CBL. Honestly, you can just think of it as task-based learning for teachers. A case is basically just a good story, a chunk of reality. It's a real-world professional dilemma. So for example, maybe it's a veteran teacher who's suddenly struggling with classroom management and won't accept any help. The group's task is to unpack that story, analyze it, and figure out a path forward. And as the guide for that case, these are the practices you'll use. So imagine we're in that session talking about that veteran teacher. Your first instinct isn't to give the answer. It's to ask a powerful question, something like, what assumptions might we be making here? Then you just listen. And I mean, really listen, suspending your judgment. Think back to our work on mindfulness and emotions. You give feedback that's kind and useful, not critical. You build in time for people to reflect. And all the while, you're communicating trust, showing them you believe in their ability to solve the problem. Now, becoming this guide on the side doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. And I know what you might be thinking when you see this title. AI? Really? But what if AI could be your secret weapon, your brainstorming buddy, your co-designer in creating these incredible learning experiences? This builds right on top of what you've already explored. Let's be super clear. AI is not here to replace your professional judgment. It is your thinking partner. Think of it as a tireless assistant that can handle some of the tedious prep work, which frees you up to focus on the most important thing, the people in the room.
But the key here is to use this partner productively. We want to avoid the shortcuts that actually kill the thinking process. So instead of asking it to just generate a lesson plan for you to copy, you'd prompt it with something like, brainstorm 5 really innovative ways to introduce a session on student motivation. You're not using it to skip the work, you're using it to deepen the work.
I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? AI is fantastic at crunching data and spotting patterns. It can tell you the what. But you, the human trainer, you provide the so what. You bring the empathy, the context, the cultural understanding, the heart. AI is an incredible tool, but you will always, always be the architect.
Okay, so we've got our foundation in our own teaching practice. We've got our new mindset as a guide on the side, and we have our modern toolkit with AI as a co-designer. Now, let's put it all together. Let's build something with real impact.
So let's just walk through this framework. Phase 1 is preparation. This is you setting the stage, picking a great case, and establishing that all-important psychological safety. Your AI partner can help here by finding a case study that's perfectly aligned to your goals. Then comes analysis. This is the deep dive. Your job is to ask those fantastic, probing questions. And you could use AI to generate different perspectives. What might the student in this case say, or the parent? Next is simulation. This is the practice field, where teachers get to try out responses in a safe, low-stakes way while you provide that kind, specific feedback. And finally, synthesis. You lead the debrief, helping everyone connect the dots from the case back to their own classroom and make a real plan. It's a simple, powerful roadmap.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just think for a moment about your own rich, wild, wonderful experience in the classroom. The challenges, the triumphs, all those messy human moments. What's the first story, the first chunk of reality that pops into your head? Because that's your first case. That's where you begin.